In the United States, bees are dying at an incredibly concerning rate. Since the 1940s, the population has declined from 5 million to 2.5 million, roughly half, and in 2016, 44% of the bee colonies collapsed. Just to give some context, a single bee colony can pollinate about 300 million flowers each day. Bees are responsible for the pollination of 71 out of the 100 crops that provide 90% of the world's food. Just in the US, honeybees pollinate about $15 billion worth of crops each year. Not only do they pollinate foods that we eat directly, such as strawberries or broccoli, but also crops such as alfalfa that are used to feed dairy cows. This means that if too many bees die off, not enough crops will be able to be pollinated, and we will be left without a reliable food source. There are many interconnected causes of deaths of bees, such as global warming and carbon emissions harming bee habitats, but none of these are quite as harmful as the use of pesticides in agricultural areas. Many effective pesticides used to treat plants contain bee-killing insecticides known as neonicotinoids, also known as neonics. What happens when plants are treated with these pesticides? The neonics seep into pollen and/or the nectar of plants. When the bees come to pollinate the plants, they are blasted with these neonics, which eventually kills them. What's incredibly shocking about these neonics is that they are actually about 5 to 10,000 times more toxic for bees than the common insecticide DDT. Upon examination of some bees, biologists have found more than 150 different chemical residues in bee pollen. Now that you know the causes and implications of this problem, the question becomes, what can you actually do about it? One of the most obvious solutions is to petition to have some of the incredibly dangerous pesticides banned. One example we can look to is the nation of Bhutan, who have 100% organic farming policy. With this policy in place, we wouldn't have to worry about bees dying to toxic substances in the pollen they are using to feed us. Other possibilities include creating your own backyard gardens that you don't treat with pesticides to allow for bees to pollinate safely. Additionally, another option is shopping at locally grown food sources for your food to support small farmers who farm fruits, vegetables, and honey safely and organically. One example of an organization that is taking steps to try to stop this epidemic is Honey Nut Cheerios. As you can tell by the name, their cereal uses honey, which is produced by bees, so this cause is very important to them. One way that they've helped raise awareness of this problem is by removing their mascot, Buzz, from the cereal box, to show that the world's bee population is disappearing. Additionally, this year they have partnered with a company known as Page's Seeds to give away a bag of seeds within specially marked boxes of Honey Nut Cheerios. Their hope is that the consumers will plant the seeds so that the bees can safely pollinate. Additionally, by 2020, they are hoping to have about 3,300 acres of safe nectar and pollen-rich plants for bees. One local organization that is hoping to also make a contribution is Whisper, which is the Wisconsin division of the Public Interest Research Group, a collection of organizations that employ grassroots organizing and advocacy to cause political changes that are typically associated with a more liberal view. Whisper currently has a number of projects going, but one of these projects is the fight to save the bees. One thing that they are doing is getting people from Wisconsin to sign petitions to save the bees, in hopes to draw the attention of Governor Scott Walker and convince him to implement policy that would hopefully ban harmful pesticides. Overall, it is very clear that the bee epidemic is a problem. Although many people consider bees to be a pest to fear because of their stingers, these small creatures are an incredibly important part of our survivals as humans. In order to stop this problem, anyone can plant clean plants that bees can pollinate and call the representatives. If we don't stop this problem, the Earth may not have enough bees to sustain the amount of agriculture we have a need for as a human race, and soon their epidemic may become ours.